finally, it's time for the third season of Daredevil. Fans of the show have definitely waited long enough. When we last had a full season devoted to Matt Murdock and his vigilante ways, we hadn't even met Danny Rand, who has now had 2 full seasons. We hadn't seen Captain America Civil War, much less been emotionally compromised by the events in Infinity War. Runaways and Cloak and Dagger hadn't even been announced as Marvel television series. I didn't even know who Dan Stevens was, much less how a dance scene could be so scary. Fans haven't been completely without Matt Murdock while waiting for this third season, though. The blind Catholic ninja attorney was 1/4 of the Defenders, and we have seen some of his best friends, such as Foggy Nelson, Karen Page, and Claire Temple, in other shows. But the last we saw of Murdock himself, he was presumed dead beneath a skyscraper to all except the audience, whose only assurance of his survival was a quick clip referencing Sister Maggie. With all of this time between seasons, some fans may be worried about what is to come in this third installment. Daredevil will have its third showrunner in 3 seasons, and there have been many mysteries built over the first 2 seasons that fans are hoping to see come to conclusion. While the first season was one of the best seasons of television, it's hard to forget everything in season 2 that built up to the Defenders and was later forgotten. I'm looking at you, poison blades on the hands of weapons. So to all of those fans who are nervous about the quality of this third season, I say, relax. Then again, if you came to find a completely impartial review, I apologize. There's no way for me to be impartial here. The third season of Daredevil is about Matt Murdock, whatever of him is left after the event of the Defenders, rather than setting up anything new. While season 2 was setting up Frank Castle and the Hand for their upcoming stories, this season of Daredevil is actually about Daredevil. The Netflix corner of the MCU has gone to Harlem, Georgia, China, Kunlun, and deep below Midland Circle. But this installment takes us right back to Hell's Kitchen, where it all began. While we have met so many new characters throughout New York City, this season takes us back to Matt, Foggy, Karen, and finally, Wilson Fisk. However, there are so many questions yet to be answered. How did Matt survive? Where is he? What happened to his sweet apartment? And again, I say, relax. The creative team on Daredevil Season 3 knows our anxiety, and they aren't going to leave things hanging. While Matt is in a very different place, and the story is far from predictable, there is a feeling that this season was brought along to answer old questions rather than raising new ones. But that doesn't mean there isn't anything new along the way. As anyone that has seen the teasers and information that has been released so far knows, Matt is in a very different place, physically and mentally. He's there with Sister Maggie, who is a delightful addition to the show with her straightforward attitude towards the hard-headed boy she raised. The FBI agents associated with Wilson Fisk, while at first feeling like another version of the DHS agents in Punisher, develop far more character than expected as the story moves along. This season does something special in that it actually deconstructs Matt Murdock. He's pulled away from the material aspects of his life as an upstanding attorney and left with the raw emotion that remains. He is far from the young attorney that questioned why God made him the way he is. He is now a strong fighter that embraces his role as the devil.
Foggy, too, is a far different person. Beyond the slick haircut and fancy suits, he's got a job that is far from Nelson and Murdock, and a partner in more than just the business sense when he goes home. This partner, however, is still able to talk him into crazy ideas. Turns out that all Foggy ever needs is a little push in a new direction from a supportive friend. That push takes him where he hasn't really been so far, to his own story. We get to meet his family, and now that he has broken away from being one half of Nelson and Murdock, he's flying with ambition and possibly going to big places. Eldon Henson let it slip recently that his character will be running for district attorney this season, and his campaign speeches have come a long way since the opening statement for the Punisher trial.
Karen isn't far from where we have most recently seen her, where most of her life is in Ben Ulrich's former office, talking Ellison into letting her do whatever she wants to do. But we all know she has a dark past, even from what we saw on screen in Season 1, and it may just be time for those secrets to be revealed.
And the catalyst for almost all revelations this season is the master manipulator that is the absolute best in bringing out the worst in Matt Murdock, Wilson Fisk. As Fisk works to pull apart Matt's world, he pulls together something extraordinary. Special Agent Benjamin Poindexter slowly and efficiently becomes an even better foe for Daredevil as he fully embraces the iconic role of Bullseye. While it may seem like the previews and teasers have told you too much about the story, I assure you that it hasn't. And there are plenty of surprises along the way as we get to know this new danger in Matt Murdock's life. Of course, what is sure to surprise you, no matter how prepared you feel, are the fight sequences. And let me tell you, you will not see the big one coming. Remember to breathe and check back here at Marvel News Desk, where we will have an interview with Daredevil stunt double Chris Brewster ready for you after you've had a chance to watch, because the fights in Season 3 are definitely different in ways that you may not expect.